Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Star Convoy. This figure is the reincarnation of Optimus Prime. This figure was originally released in 1991 as part of the Battlestar's Return of Convoy line. So where this figure fits in the continuity, in the original G1 of Transformers, we got 4 series in America. In Japan, they had the first 3 and they ignored the Rebirth, which was the very short season 4. They went on to the very own Headmasters series, then it followed up with Super God Master Force and Victory. Then there was a 1-episode OVA called Transformers Zone, which featured Die Atlas as the leader. And then we got this. There was no cartoon attached to this, it was simply a manga. It was a few story pages in a magazine called TV Magazine. And there was a figure line. The figure line is very small, it features Star Convoy, Grandus and Sky Gary. And the figure you're looking at is the only reissue from that series, Star Convoy. This one came out in 2005 and again it was Japanese only. There are a few differences on this to the original figure which we'll come to. But the first main one is the box is completely different to the original box. So we've got C372, that's Cybertron 372. And you can see there we get this exclusive little Micromaster Hot Rod. We get a truck that looks a little bit like an Optimus Prime. On the top of the box we can see some larger pictures of the 3 different modes. The 2 ends are exactly the same, showcasing the 3 different modes yet again. And on the back of the box we've got a slightly G1 style. This picture is actually totally different to what you ever saw in a G1 figure. You can see there's the original Prime there, and you can see him being resurrected into Star Convoy. There's Grandus there's Sky Gary. And we've also got some of the 6-changer combination guys. And this side of the box showcases some of the different features of the base mode. We can see we've got some ramps for a little Hot Rod to drive down. We've got a little cannon there he can stand on. We've got a launcher for him. And we've also got this little control console. So within the box what we get is little Hot Rod there. We've got the cannon. We've got the micro carrier. And we've got the 3 sections that form the little gun that goes on the base mode. Now this is Star Convoy in his vehicle mode, and when you first get this it doesn't have the stickers applied. And what they've actually done, as the 3 stickers here are a main part of the look of Star Convoy, they've actually made this big sticker that goes over the top of the plastic. So when you first get it, this bit wouldn't be there, but that bit covers it so he looks right in the box. And if we remove that plastic section, we also get the 2 ramp sections and the connector that goes with Grandus. So this reissue version of Star Convoy does come with a nice little plastic card. On there we can see the artwork from the box. We've got C372 on the back. There's a little bio and his tech specs, and look at those, 10s all the way. We also get this rather large sticker sheet. Now mine does have some issues. Not sure if it'll show up on the camera, but can you see this streaking down there? This shows up really badly on the robot mode. And we also get this rather large instruction sheet showing you all the contents, how to put the batteries in, where you put your stickers, that's quite important. So one of the main draws to this set is the little Micromaster Hot Rod. Now he is exactly the same height as a regular Micromaster figure, but he is exclusive to this set. Now if we take a look around, he's pretty close to Hot Rod. These little wings should be on his back, but other than that he's a pretty close representation in Micromaster form. He does have articulated arms. His feet are separate, but the legs are actually connected, so you're not going to get much posability out of him, but he is pretty tiny. So to transform him, he's dead easy. You just flip that bit around and put his arms in like that, and then we just flip this little bit round at the front and that forms the car. So obviously compared to a proper Hot Rod, you can see he doesn't have the silver detail on there or on the engine. But that's pretty close for a Micromaster. So this is Star Convoy in his vehicle mode, and he's pretty weird looking. The major complaint with this guy is the little cab section's tiny and it has this huge gap at the back, which does make it look rather silly. Doesn't look too bad from the front. The back actually has tank treads because that's part of his mechanised feature. He's got 4 wheels on each side of the front. These little guns do turn around, and if we want to we can arm up the top a little bit by attaching this piece, and then that gives you room to put on the robot's gun into there. And then we've also got a little space at the back where we can attach this section, but that little gun can fit on the back like that. So we've got a super armoured convoy mode. You'll notice this bit keeps lifting up as well. You should really hold it a little bit further back. So when looking at Star Convoy in his vehicle mode, the easiest way to tell which is a reissue is the reissue. All this bit is silver, whereas on the original it was white plastic. So an original, obviously you're looking at discoloration problems. And we also have a feature that carries on from the powered masters from Transformers Zone. This has working tank treads and a battery function. So if you look over here, there's a switch, and when you turn it that way it goes in reverse, that way is forward, and then off in the middle. Also at the top, when we switch it on, this little cannon will rotate. So let's see it in action then, going forwards and backwards. So to transform him into his robot mode, because his base mode is pretty much the robot mode with the legs split apart, we take these little sections off. Then what we do is we take this bit and we flip it over there and push it down. We flip these up for his feet, and then we stand him up. With him stood up, we then spin him around at the waist, take these sections and push them back, split these apart, lock them in place, and then flip out these little arms, and his hands just slide out from the front there. Like so. We can then bring his guns round, and if we lift this bit down, and we can spin around this head and close that back up. We can also put the gun in one of his hands. It's a little bit tight to get in this gun, but it does go with a fight. And that is pretty much it for his robot mode. You can move his arms around, you can move his elbows, you can kind of do that with it if you want, but it doesn't really serve much purpose. The head doesn't turn, the waist does turn, and the legs are one massive solid block of plastic. So much like Atlas, we can make this guy move forwards and backwards using the battery function. So in my opinion, robot mode is his best mode. He does have some really nice sculpting on him. His face is just like an Optimus Prime. There is another difference here between the reissue and the original. The original, this star shape, was actually yellow plastic, a bit like his legs. But on here we get some nice shiny gold chrome. So let's put him in his base mode then. Now we can tuck these hands in. This is optional because you can use them in the base mode if you so want to. Then we turn his body around that way. And then what we've got to do is separate this carrier from the bottom. And once you've done that, that bit will remove. And then we take the rest of it, fold him down flat like that. Then we move these little feet down, pop these sections open, bring that ramp down, and finally we can move that section down to reveal a little control panel in there. Next we take the micro carrier section and spin it round, and there's a little hole there, and that will just peg into that section there. Now you'll notice the tracks are on the top now, so we can use these as a sort of conveyor belt feature. Next we need to add the ramp sections. Now the main one is this one, which has these little two circular bits that fit into these two holes there. And this is a ramp with a rocking feature on it. Then we get this ramp, which is more familiar. This is more like your Micromaster ramps. You can actually attach other Micromasters to this set if you want to, but for now that's just going to go like that. Then we can take this section, which is holding the big gun on top of the vehicle mode, and the little gun from the back will now fit into that section there, and that forms a little platform for Hot Rod to stand on. Now there is a little peg on there. Now Hot Rod doesn't actually have a hole, but he does have this little round bit there, so you can attach him like that, so he'll stand on there quite nicely. And if you want to switch it on while he's stood on there, Or more interestingly, we've got a feature that is just like Diatlas's base mode. We can put a little Micromaster there, we've got another one, you can put it there, and then you push this in the direction opposite to the way you want it to go. So if you want it to go forward, you push it that way. Then we press this button. So this centre section is like the command centre. You've got a little platform, you can stand the Micromaster on there. You could put some inside there with a little computer panel if you want to. That peg doesn't really hold him very well, it's a little bit too big. And if that head sticking up bothers you, you could stick that down there. You can close that up if you want to, it really doesn't make a lot of difference. With the head up and that open is the official transformation. You'll also see it actually has these arms with the gun on it as well. So this end of the base is meant to interact with this little piece, which is called the micro trailer. Now you may have seen these before. These came with this figure and also with Sky Gary. They both had one each and you could have got 2 spaces for them there. If you happen to get the Brave reissue of Sky Gary, which was called Death Gary Gun, he actually comes with 3 of those. However, the little firing function is deactivated on the Brave release. On this one though, it works great. So we've got this little ramp section there, you put your Micromaster in and you push it back and you'll hear it click. Then there's a little button there that you're going to press, and when you do, so what this section does, you can use either for this, we'll put it in this one for now, and you basically, it's a little docking port for that, but then you can still use the firing function, so you can push that in and you'll hear it click. If we just move that out the way, these yellow bits here are actually the firing buttons, so when you press one of them. And what's also pretty good about that is you can actually store these in the robot mode or in the truck mode. You just close them up, lift up that bit, and they will hide in there quite nicely. So let's take a closer look at this section. This is Micro Carrier. He's kind of a big version of Roller, I suppose. He's got some nice shiny stickers on the front. This is everything that's electronic is all connected. That bit's where the little gun would turn round. And under there you've got your battery compartment, and this one takes 4 AA batteries, which is ridiculous for what it does. That just slots in there, and you've got your little switch on the side, so you can use this as a standalone little tank thing. Another little feature we have on this is we can attach this section. Now this only comes into play really if you have Grandis, and what we do is you plug that bit into there like that. This section will plug into the side of Grandis's base mode, and when you activate it you can make the elevators go up or down depending on which way you push this lever. So there you go guys, that is Star Convoy. He's a little difficult to recommend because he just sort of stands there and looks good, but any kind of playability with him other than his base mode and his little features there, you've got nothing in robot mode, but he is pretty tall and he does look quite good as another Optimus Prime for your collection. This has been Luke, thanks for watching.